recommended practice when you're using gCADPlus is to keep all details, as you can see here in this design, several details off to the left here, and I've kept the plant schedule that we've developed using the gCADPlus drop-down menu. That's also been kept well away from the main drawing. That enables me to position my plant schedule wherever I want on the layout sheet. Let's turn to the layout sheet. I've called it Plan, and what I've done here is just left the border of the floating viewports at color 254, so hopefully you can see it. It also helps me in picking the appropriate viewport. You can see that my plant schedule I put inside a floating viewport, and I'll select it now, and you can see it overlaps the deck area there, and that to me looks a little ugly. We could change the stacking order, the layering order if you like, of that plant schedule, but it looks a little ugly as it overlaps the deck. So what I've done is, let's go back into the model and let's look more closely at the plant schedule. What I've done is set up a temporary layer. Let's go to the layers menu here, and I've called it L schedule mask, and it's currently off. So all I've done is draw a rectangle on there and filled it with color 255, which is white, and you can see there the filled rectangle sits. It is masking the text in the plant schedule, but that's not a problem when you slip and move over here. So now can you see that the schedule sits, sort of bites into the deck area. So to me that's nowhere near as ugly. It's not good to have things crossing one another. So there's the plant schedule for this particular design as it's taking shape. I need to put in some more planting elements in this area of raised garden beds. We've got some drainage networks running through there, draining down into a trench grate, and there's a fall in this design from the house and decking area right through here, down some steps and into this area, and the whole site will drain to that drainage channel, trench channel at the base of the site. So it's just another step in developing this design, but hopefully gives you a clue as to how you might manage your plant schedule. Now, the designer here has put some text indicators for locating species as well as the plant schedule. I prefer just to indicate planting with a symbol and the code alongside the symbol there and get the information I need from the table, but in some instances your client would prefer a code. There's 4 HBG Hardenbergia in that particular area, but I would prefer to come over here and pick it. Whoops, Hardenbergia. It's not Hardenbergia, is it? It's Hebe Blue Gum. That's one of the disadvantages, I think, of, let me pan across, of using, so it's Hebe Blue Gem or there. That's one of the disadvantages, I think, of just using a code. I much prefer this system, but I digress a little. What I was hoping to show is that by making a mask behind the plant schedule, you can position it and overlap things relatively easily. And the other trick of just putting, as you are developing the layout, putting the floating viewport on or giving it a color so you can just see it, also helps in picking individual layouts. So if I want to work on this layout, I simply click it. That's the big layout over the whole sheet. And if I want to pick the layout that contains the plant schedule, there it is. And if we come back here and zoom extents, there's our whole design. So if we go to the details sheet and right click zoom extents, you can see the various details are sitting here, each of them in their own floating viewport. I've not given the floating viewport that grey colour because they're all set and are working well for me. Although as I now look at it now, I need to change my text style for the description there. Brick planted detail 1 to 20. I'd much rather have a little symbol like so and use a